area in the top jungle. So I like the Terrorblade. It's like usually what Dyrachyo does. He kind of just takes the crappy farm. That's what he does. Even if he's a hard farming hero, you just say, here, buddy, you can have the bottom half of the map. Nobody else wants it against Brood.
Yeah, that's actually a really important point in how Dota is being played right now. Whenever you're in a situation where if only one of your cores can only go to that specific lane, then you're gonna have a lot of problems when the supports can only play with that particular core. So having Terrorblade there, you have high armor, you have illusions, you can push out the lane, so you don't really drag your supports down to that lane, and they get to play with the Timber, because that's ultimately their plan. The supports are most likely going to be moving with Timber. Timber's the biggest source of damage, Disruptor's going to set the kill, and Timber's going to be there.
And that is a Huskar ban.
Yeah.
Meaning I don't think this Bat Rider's most likely going mid, right?
That's an Ember, right?
Yeah, they want something in mind for this. I don't think Gaimin Gladiators draft really wants a Huskar very much right now. But it feels like whatever they want to pick from Liquid, this Huskar can exploit it. Which makes me further believe here that for Gaimin Gladiators, potentially with their bans, they're just going to keep this Timber open. And now Quinn is going to get the counter pick, because I can't think of too many better heroes to put in the offlane versus Jug and the Lich there, because that is an incredibly strong lane.
Yeah, Liquid's gonna need like probably like an initiating hero, like some Puck, some short cooldown, and a hero that can play against a blind matchup, maybe a Snapfire kind of hero. The supports need somebody that can play around, that can deal damage when you get the last off, when the Lich is here to start the gank.
I think they're kind of telegraphing Ember right here. I think they just clearly want that. It's kind of like Nisha's hero this tournament, even though he had that one game where he went Battle Fury double Daedalus and kind of,
yeah. We're probably not gonna see that anymore.
Yeah, I think they had to start talking with him. But, you know, as Blitz said, you gotta let him cook sometimes, you know? You gotta let him do his thing. Maybe it doesn't work one time, but the way Nisha plays, you mentioned your kind of polarizing performances. Like, sometimes he's 10-0, sometimes he's 1-5. You don't really feel his presence in the game. And I think that has to do a lot with, like, how much his side lanes feel fine. Like, if he's allowed to just be up in your face in the mid lane with the two supports sitting around him, he's kind of like Quinn in that way. He feels a lot more comfortable with that extra momentum being given to him.
But I do feel like sometimes he tends to hit creeps a little too much, whereas I feel Quinn has the right balance about when he should be hitting creeps and when he's gonna be running around and pressuring the opponent. But in general, maybe Quinn is more aggressive as a nature, you know, as a player. But I do feel that Nisha has a problem sometimes balancing that out, you know.
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder, do you want to give Quinn a free lane? Because Quinn's the type of player, knowing from experience playing him as a carry player, if he wins his mid lane, you're next. He's going to go to your lane and make sure you don't farm anything. That'll give Dyrachyo a net worth advantage, and as a Jug, that's not great. You don't want your Ember to be on catch-up duty here. As far as I know, I don't think Ember can stop a Timbersaw on the laning stage. But even if they want to do the Timber off lane, which might be a better lane for the Juggernaut, he can pick anything from his choosing to deal with an Ember. And Ember's generally been a hero that is pretty easy to exploit, so I'm very curious on which direction Gaimin's going to go. Is it going to be Ace, or is it going to be Quinn on this final pick?
I wouldn't mind something like a Beast if they want to go offlane.
I was thinking about that too. Like, Beast can just sit in the lane, and you're pretty good against the Jug. Keep farming, you give the Terrorblade the aura when it comes to the group up.
There's also Darkseer still in the pool.
First Jug, probably not something you want to do too much, because he can deal with that quite easily.
Okay, maybe
but
not.
They're gonna do it anyway. Well, you called it.
You can at least surge out of this devastating combo with the Shield, the Gaze, and the Blade Fury.
Darkseer's never really been like a laning hero. Like, yeah, you have your power spikes, level 2 Ion Shell when you both hit level 3, and overall, like, you set up dives against certain carries, but not really against Jug.
Has the matchup changed because he's universal now and he's more damage?
Yeah, you're allowed to just CS with Darkseer.
Darkseer right clicks now?
I'm saying, like, it's similar to Timbersaw, where both these heroes used to only CS with spells and they had like 50 damage, but now you can go some early stat items and you don't have to keep spamming Ion Shells. They usually like rush the Vanguard, and at that point, you're pretty unkillable, which means that we talked about it. What Gaimin wants to do, they want to rally behind Quinn, Darkseer, and Terrorblade. They just kind of do their own thing once they're level 5 or 6.
They keep the lane shoved out, it creates a lot of pressure so that Quinn can run around and kill people. And on top of that, in the team fights, you have to vacuum into the Disruptor ulti.
I think the most important thing is going to be the mid matchup, because if Quinn does win the lane, he's going to go skew that top lane. But I think if you leave the Darkseer alone, it's going to be a little difficult for him to lane there, because you start your Surge and then you get Gaze and there's a spin. It could be an easy death.
And apart from land, mid, sea, there's like 5 universal heroes in the draft, so 5 against 5 balance.
Or land meets sea meets galaxy. Alright then. Let's get ready to get this thematic battle underway. Where land meets sea, where gladiators meet liquid. Let's meet OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Tsunami, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals here at the BALI Major. Gaimin Gladiators against Team Liquid. Once again, Fogged, we're here, the same two teams. Overall, coming into this one, is there a chance we see something different, or from what we've had so far from these two squads, Gaimin Gladiators coming in as the favorites?
Yeah, absolutely coming in as favorites. I mean, they have a year record since last TI, not counting TI, of course. It's 18-9 in game score, and overall, most of the series, of course, have gone in favor of Gaimin Gladiators. I do think both teams, they kind of got what they wanted, but I think Gaimin, they got more what they want. I think this looks like a very strong group up draft. But Nisha, he's been, again, on his Ember Spirit, of course, he's been incredible, and looking forward to see how this one's going to go down, because Brood has also been pretty annoying, just really disrupting a lot of carries inside of these games, and yeah, we'll see which one of these gets the big farm.
Yeah, and a lot of times can sort of become that secondary carry or third carry if you've got something good going on in the mid lane as well. In terms of that mid lane, as you say, Nisha's been popping off, getting him on his Ember Spirit. Of course, from Gaimin Gladiator side of things, they get the Timbersaw nice and early. As they see the draft play out, they're more than happy to keep Quinn on that mid Timbersaw. I mean, who has the better idea, do you think, in that mid lane? You know, are Liquid right to sort of say, hey, we'll put Nisha on the Ember against this, it's going to be fine, or Gaimin Gladiators right to say, oh, you put the Ember mid, all right, we'll put Quinn, we'll take Quinn on the Timber mid, and he's going to give Nisha a bad time.
Yeah, you know what? It's game one, right? We've got a potential long series. I think this is the time to maybe try it out. You give Quinn his Timber, you're going to go Nisha. What do you want to play? Nisha's like, give me the damn Ember. We're banning Huskar. Make sure I'm set up for success. He's had some really good games. He's had some funny ones too with the Battle Fury double data list, but
I hope we get.
You better.
Well, we're not going to get that hit. That
we'll never have that again.
Meepo thing.
Yeah, that was a Meepo thing, and also just summons, which maybe got baited a little bit and never went for BKB, but that happens. But yeah, I think this could be set up for some fun, but it could also be set up for Gaimin just getting ahead and staying ahead, because they do like to group up, especially when they play with this Darkseer, get those auras. Sure. Could be some damage issues maybe from Liquid, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and what do you sort of make of kind of the matchups between the carries in this? You know, we've seen a lot of Terrorblade. You know, we've seen teams try out the Jug and such in this major. Head to head, you know, how do the timings of these sort of work out? You know, in terms of how you feel when we've experienced teams playing these heroes head to head.
Jug has slowed down a lot.
Yeah,
right. I think that's one thing.
Fury.
He goes for his Battle Fury, so I feel like TP actually is a pretty okay matchup for it. Yeah, you can have some trouble just if he's able to stick on you with like with the Omni Slash and stuff like that, but itemization, TB, he kind of keeps ahead of this.
All right, yeah. If you have a good lane as the TB, which I imagine, would you imagine Dratcho will this game? I mean, how are things sort of against the Zai Brood and the Boxy Bat?
Probably like 64. They definitely have kill threat out to Dratcho.
Sure. He can get eventually pushed out of the lane, but Terrorblade's a Terrorblade. He's going to farm anyway. And what you could see him still getting like this good, what kind of Yasha, Skadi or Manta, Skadi timing, comparable to maybe Mickey having like the Battle Fury in half of his next item. And I imagine, well, that's the sort of period when things can be tough for the Jug.
Yeah, it could be.
This push is going to come in around the Terrorblade, and Jug's got to consider, do I want to turn up to these fights, or do I want to keep hitting creeps?
The one thing is, though, the Jug overall, I look at the lane, he should have pretty free time overall.
You think his lane's easier?
Yeah, versus Darkseer and Techies, it should be quite a bit easier because he's got the backup of the Lich. Pano mentioned it. I think Lich and Rubik are the two that I do really like to see in response to Techies, because you've got that instant disable, catch him off the blast off, so should be able to secure some really solid farm. So maybe that's the situation where Mickey is actually able to slide ahead. We're going to have some fun. These two teams, they played each other so many times this year. In for a treat.
They have indeed. Let's see if we get Gaimin Gladiators being able to take it all again, or Team Liquid can come in with this a successful challenge and manage to take them down here in this grand final. Now, best of 5, you know, something that Gaimin Gladiators have gotten rather comfortable with winning time and time again this season.
Even just the upper bracket. I think Fear on the panel did mention it toward the end there. These guys don't lose once they start getting on their winning streak in that winner bracket. So let's see. It's going to be quite a test here for Liquid. Let's see if they can get off early and start that advantage, because I think that's exactly what this lineup overall is looking for. Get a lead, push that lead, try to shut down Gaimin Gladiators, take over the map a little bit. See if they get this first blood. They're actually a little sneaky.
By surprise up from the high ground.
Very.
So he's got the 2 blood grenades ready to go. Indeed, with this position they're holding around the trees, super hard for Liquid to get to. The smoke dispels and Box, he knows they're up there. With that in mind, Liquid unable to make the approach that they would hope for. Gaimin Gladiators, they knew it was coming.
Liquid already putting down some, I mean, that ward might actually just counter pretty much immediately.
That's already been pinged,
right under Gaimin's vision. Tofu.
It's a good angle with that flame break. I think he doesn't want to dive for the tower, though. It's fine, okay, far too risky. Just a bit of poke damage. Tofu. Perfectly fine. So they don't get Tofu, and they will indeed lose, almost certainly lose that Observe award.
Definitely gonna.
They pinged it out, they knew what was going on. In terms of the bounties, we'll just end up splitting the 2 for 2. So yeah, let's see how some of these lanes go down. As you said, you would imagine Jug and Lich should be pretty solid top. Maybe down bottom, Drachi on the TV feels a bit of pressure. And then the mid matchup, oh yeah, well, we'll see who was sort of correct with the way they drafted it out, because clearly both teams very happy to have these two heroes go head to head.
Missing a last hit there, a free one. That, as we've seen in the past, it's been Timber dominant, especially when Quinn has been playing it versus these Ember Spirits. He's phenomenal, just taking advantage of it, and that's where there could be difficulties, even if these lanes and stuff like that. You know, if Liquid does come ahead, that's where Quinn can just break that, right? Because he can make moves to these lanes, to that Brood's lane in particular, and attack the tower to make sure that the Powerblade Daracho is able to get. This Disruptor pick is cool. I like the point that Brian made quite a bit on panel 2. I was looking at quite a bit of history of when they do pick it. Gaimin does not pick this hero that often for Celery, but when they are playing versus these heroes that can sneak up the pathing in particular, versus this Brood versus the Bat, that's when they do like to have it. So it's cool, because then they rounded it together, right? They made the Disruptor look even better when they throw in the Dark's potential of the vacuum combos.
Absolutely, yeah. Great team fight provided just between the two of them. And, also just great chase and catch. The fight starts to go the way of Gaimin Gladiators. They can easily combo it into further. Very hard for Liquid to escape from a bad engagement.
Yeah, and maybe this top lane isn't going to be as easy as expected for Mickey. He does have Lich, who's a very, very strong hero, but Techies really is just that threatening. And I do see that Sania, he actually took the Frost Shield immediately at level 2.
See, he's got it's going to be first blood for Daracho down here. Good catch from Celery with the kinetic field, and there's enough time for the two of them to right-click him out of the game.
Daracho Terrorblade, one of the few Terrorblades I think in this tournament that is having just still the same success that it usually does. I think most people are talking about how it's been struggling more than they expected. Low, Liquid with Voxy's death is actually going to take away the water rune from Quinn. Quinn is actually going to be put a little bit low on HP here for the next moments. Yeah, definitely seeing. I'm seeing Mickey just getting a poke. Power of the techies, the poke.
Yeah,
Immensely.
down bottom again. Zai attempting to get to Daracho, but Daracho's fine. Very hard for kind of Zai to sort of threaten Daracho on his own. It's going to take a few levels to come out from Boxy before they have like that magical damage that may be able to pressure and threaten the Terrorblade even when he's under his tower.
Boxy's actually just going to start pulling waves. Maybe he blocks this small camp too. I feel like just having this small camp available for Celery to reset lane position never feels good. It never feels good for Zai.
Yeah, it's going to get blocked. Mid lane. My goodness, they're living. And Nisha underestimated the damage that Quinn would be able to do to him, and the amount of damage Quinn would be able to survive through. That is it's an unfortunate death there for Nisha on the mid.
I mean, and Quinn's gonna hold the range creep there. Now that's bringing health, and that was actually with the TP coming in, where they stole the water room away from him. That was him without any extra little refill. He just stands toe to toe versus Nisha.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a person you want to give the kill to.
No, he pushed for the risk to try and get that kill in the 1v1, and now that he didn't get it, it means that he's never going to have that opportunity again. Yeah, Ring of Health out, 2 points in the reactive armor. Quinn, he's never dying in this matchup.
Nope.
He should have missed the opportunity.
And top is free farming. You know, Ace, he is getting that really, really solid farm with Tofu just harassing behind him. Not able to get any type of slowdown onto this. The Jug is farming nicely. But I've seen what Ace is able to do when he gets off to a good start as his Darkseer. Yeah, he occupies so much. He actually just plays farming. He gets Vanguard. He takes over the top part of the map, not the actual like creeps. He'll pull some creeps into all these neutral camps because there's so much for Darkseer to farm once you get an advantage like that.
Try and make a bit of a go, but every time Surge is there, very hard for Lich and Jug to get away with the successful moves. And now Mickey.
I'm surprised Insania put the thorn in this run.
He just doesn't do anything in this lane for him.
It's all magic damage. Yeah, if you catch them like really off guard and you know there's no surge and stuff, you can get that spin down with the slow. But most of the time that I've seen from these Liches versus like Techies in particular, they hold the point or they get the gaze. So see if that pays off for Insania. Right now they're just getting really harassed. Healing Ward is doing wonders, but have to be careful with that.
Yeah, at the least, you know, Liquid, as long as they're able to hold the wave around their tier 1 tower and stay close to that, they shouldn't die in this top lane.
but that means you're not getting kills on Ace.
Yeah, you're not pressuring this Darkseer.
Darkseer is one of those heroes where it can be a little bit like feast or famine. You could just, sometimes you just don't get off to a start at all, and you're just dying a bunch of times. It takes you some time to cover. This doesn't feel like it's going to be that for Ace at all this game. Cannibals are always really early. Insania making the move.
Let's see if they can get the kill onto Duraccio. They can. They get the Flame Break knocked back into the Firefly.
Okay.
They'll be able to take him down. So put some pressure on.
So that's the benefit, I guess, of the Frost Shield too. If he does want to make some rotations
Diving
to
in.
the bottom, diving. So, okay. Cool with that if he makes those type of moves on his.
Of course, any moment spent away from that top lane does just continue to mean that Ace is going to have the freest time ever.
We've got Darkseer with the lineup that, oh, Nisha might just be dead.
Level 6 has been hit by Quinn. He's in with the chakram. Nisha will be able to keep his distance from Quinn. Still got to be a bit careful. I mean, Quinn's still got a bit of mana to play with, so both Insania and Nisha have to be cautious.
Our rune's going to be coming up soon. Nisha's just going to try to run to base. Can the supports deny this rune away from Quinn here?
Playing it's not seeming a lot of fun for Mickey.
When he got the healing ward, immediately.
Able to snipe it. Now he's in with the jump. Mickey gone. Mistakes made on the top lane. Mickey left on his own as Insania sort of just trying to help everywhere else out. Goes down towards the bottom, comes over towards the mid. Seeing Mickey on an island and an island of pain as he's dead. He's out of that top lane. As Ace continues to probably have a huge smile on his face with how well this early game.
He is absolutely free farming Owen. That is a concern. This Jug. Oh, is he gonna? Oh, I mean, he's got
Blade Fury.
Okay.
He's gonna be.
But he's gonna lose his courier immediately, and they can
dive him up.
force
Blade
this.
Fury. He needs help.
What's gonna come up? They're bringing 2 supports.
Yeah, they have to. They've got to bail Mickey out of this situation. He's not been having a fun time at all. They'll turn towards Ace. Ace is able to get the 3-man vacuum up, but he will die.
Mickey.
They get Mickey.
Nice pull.
He's going to have Glimpse in a second, Celery. Nah, he's got him with the Glimpse. That should do it. So they'll lose lives themselves here. Gaimin Gladiators 2 go down.
They get the chains.
They'll lose the third as Nisha swings across chains to cancel the TP of Celery. They get the 3 of them. So Liquid as a whole will be happy. Mickey, maybe not so much as he's dead yet again.
Oh, man. Don't want this Jug to get slowed down. This is a hero that you want to be able to have that good pace versus the Terrorblade. TB, I mean, Duraccio, yeah, he dies the once, but this hero, it farms much more naturally than a Jug who's struggling in laning phase.
I mean, to the point where overall you feel for Gaimin Gladiators losing the 3 heroes there to kill the Jug as soon as the Jug returns isn't actually that.
It doesn't feel that bad.
They're like, whatever, we just killed your Jug twice in a row.
No, I mean,
it's like recovering Mickey.
At least they got killed, but I mean, Mickey now it's like, where's he? He's gonna have to just jungle a bit here. And Duraccio, he can actually come top of the tower.
They can take this tower, I think, yeah.
And mid Quinn, he's also gonna start pressuring this tower too. So Liquid getting pulled apart a little bit here. Zai, he is having the best time though, so he's gonna be able to apply some good pressure down bottom, and we'll see which route he does go with his build. We've seen a lot of different variety.
Yeah, I mean, in a game that's kind of going like this when you know your carry's sort of struggling, is that more of an incentive to go for sort of the carry right-click brood build and build for yourself, or does it mean that you should go the aura route so you can make sure your actual carry is able to have a presence in the team fights? You know, what's sort of the thought process as the offlane brood in this sort of game?
That's a good question. I think because he has the Ember Spirit, he might actually just go down the aura route.
Yeah.
So we'll have to say though. I think it's for me. I'm having difficulty telling just in some of the games because it's like, oh, he should go, or he might go aura just because like they're struggling or they're playing versus an early game lineup, and then they just go triple core. So I mean, like Amar's been like one of the best examples from that. Constant scaling on his brood. Sania.
Gonna try and chase down Celery here. So Celery's got Duraccio by his side. Zai, he's not gonna want to spend any time chasing Celery any further. Duraccio turns up. Also Tofu and Quinn. They're looking for the chase onto this. Insania and Zai, they've got to back off.
They've got the glimpse. They need it.
I think Insania doesn't really stand much options of getting away from this one. He's gonna try and spend as much time as he can making the 4 of them chase him, but he will indeed be going down. Kill for Gaimin Gladiators.
I mean, that's quite a bit of hit chasing the lids. That's space.
And Mickey's definitely going to appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
He's been able to push out the top wave, catch up a little bit on farm. You know, he's more than happy with Insania dying as deep as he did just then.
I love how much attention that Boxy's actually been putting on this top area versus the Darkseer. He's, in the beginning of the game when they smoked, they blocked this camp with a sentry right at the start, and now he's just been constantly walking over, keeping tabs of the Darkseer stacks and everything like that too. So definitely potential that Liquid wants to fight around that area if they do set up for it on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. We'll see some early movements coming in there. 5-4. Pretty even start here between both. Not getting slowed down definitely hurts a little, but that space that they just got for Mickey was pretty crucial for him to catch right back up.
He's getting to play this whole top half of the map without any interruption.
I'm waiting to see what Zai wants to put up. Treads is usually kind of indicative of Echo Saber.
Yeah. more like the one in the mid, Nisha. It's cool. He's still got his remnant ready.
He's super low.
He was living on the edge there. I mean, Quinn, of course, will be able to easily hold this mid, hold this tier 1 tower. So super hard for Liquid to get away with any early push. Any time that Quinn turns up on his Timber.
I mean, mostly it's just Zai going to be doing almost all that push. And yeah, Zai, he's committed the Ogre Club, so it's going to be scaled. So they're going for triple scaling items on the 3/4 at the least here. I mean, if there's auras that come out very early for Ace, that could pose to be some scare around the early team fights around these towers. Because if Ace just has some like Vanguard mech, and they're fighting with these triple scaling cores, they're going to need more time to build perhaps those towers if gaming does set up for them.
Yeah, and I feel it could be difficult as well for Zai to have impact rate, even with this sort of Echo Saber build, because unless he's able to sort of find the supports of the backlines, the cores, they're not really going to care too much about getting clipped by a spider early on, right? TB, high armor, and this Timber Saw is not going to care at all.
Yeah, Celery's the one who has to really worry about it the most. Disruptor is a squishy one, but Techies, he actually does, once he's got Taser, he's pretty good.
That's true as well.
Broodmother in a way, so it does have a way around it. A lot of stacks being formed. Tofu, I think he has like a quad stack around his hard camp right now down bottom, but also we see Liquid getting crazy stacks. I mean, all about getting that efficiency going now that the lanes have been broken and they're fairly even. Quinn.
Celery. It's the 6 now.
Quinn is tough for them to deal with at this point. Occult Bracelet, 1770 HP. Very tanky.
They can't kill this
They'll
Timber.
have to commit literally everything onto him and they must not even get him. They're
Go for the lasso one to Tofu, but Static Storms are ready. Will stop them from being able to push in for this. Nisha turns, gets the Remnant out. They're on full retreat now.
I believe he dodged the glimpse there, I think, with a slight.
They're going to go for Boxy. Ace even dropping the ball to try and catch him with a slowdown. Quinn's going to be able to head forward with the Timber Chain. Firefly's gone. Boxy will try and deny to the Ancients. They're not going to do so. As Quinn will get the kill. And Liquid, they'll get pushed back.
They are actually trying to hit them in tower. They're going to without the
Fearing heat.
Nisha will at least get away because he dodged the glimpse there, but careful. Glimpse on Insania. Quinn.
Lift them up with the chakra, but the blast off also going to fall short. Nisha going to attempt to jump back in and take down Tofu. He'll get him with the second remnant.
Back-to-back spell misses there. Duking.
Gladiators still. They'll retreat out of that after losing Tofu.
And Nikkei's probably like, great job, guys. This up. I love it.
He is. Nikkei's going to be back on track for a solid Battle Fury timing.
He's pretty close. He's keeping neck and neck with that TB right now. Duracho. I mean, we have the Clash of Titans. This is building up to be a nice little mid-game here of these fights.
Yeah, both carries are going to hit their timings.
Yeah.
For sure.
And let's see if the auras thrive over the scaling. Zai's actually going to go, okay, this is the other MR build that we saw. Maybe it's just BKB Hex, because I think that's what we saw do the other day, which that is a little bit of, it's not like Echo Saber. Yeah,
I think that's better. I think, as I said, with the Echo build, you're going to have this problem of not being able to threaten the cores. Get BKB and Hex, then if you can get the Hex on at a good timing, absolutely it's going to trip up heroes like Duracho. He's going to be relying on waiting till he's low to go for a Sunder. You come in hot with a Hex on the Broodmother at a solid time in the mid-game. Could make life difficult for Terrorblade.
Liquid have Blink. Moxie, Insania. Try to set up for something here. Again, there have to be... I mean, some of these cores are a bit too tanky for them to really deal with. Like Ace and Quinn in particular, they have to commit a lot. Ace doesn't actually have the mech just yet, so maybe they try for him. But look for the support first.
Try and get rid of Celery before we can get the Static Storm off. He'll still get it down, though. Celery able to easily pop the Static Storm. They get the vacuum as well. They caught the 2 in a minute. Nisha, he's out. They'll get Insania as well. They try and go on Celery, but they couldn't catch him for long enough. The lasso didn't last to a point where he was anywhere close to dying. He very easily got the ult off on that one.
That was weird. To be honest with you, that was quite strange.
There's a couple of times there where they're trying to make these moves, going with the lasso last time onto Tofu under the tier 1, this time onto Celery. Neither of them have gone great. This one, it went pretty terrible. They lose Nisha, and they're going to lose the tier 1 tower.
I mean, Boxy even flame break the blast off, so it would have been actually even worse if he actually connects on top of that one. Over-aggressive move from Liquid. That's a blink reveal from Boxy that gets Nisha killed, actually.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of unnecessary pressure from Liquid. I feel like Mickey's going to be like, guys,
chill, I'm farming.
I'm having a great time.
I've got stacks.
Good timing on the Battle Fury off the top lane. Liquid, I think, getting a bit too aggressive.
Bye.
They're going to catch him. He's trapped in the kinetic field. He's going to try and life steal up a little bit, but there's not a chance.
This Quinn Timber is a problem. He is gigantic already, Owen. He's level 12. Guy is done. Shield ruined it. They're just rolling. They're rolling. They're looking to just keep making these moves. Ace, he's got mech, so They've got these. They're very tanky versus the limited damage I would say that Liquid has in their draft.
I mean, I can't see Liquid going for that move again around this mid tower.
They have to wait for some more items.
They've tried a couple of times. It's not gone great. Realistically, it feels like they've got to wait for Mickey to get a second item, and then maybe they can go with Mickey joining them with the healing ward, with the level 2 Omni Slash. Maybe they have a chance of pushing for it, but going for that move the same way they had the last few times, it's just a recipe for disaster.
It absolutely is, and they're actually maybe setting up for Nisha here. Nisha, be careful. Get him. It's really dangerous to do this with a team like Gaimin. Little mistakes can just really spiral out of control here. Racho is getting absolute freedom when they do these type of plays too. We're seeing Tofu. Tofu's actually just setting up mines even around the mid area just in case they're gonna dive us like that. I might as well just set up some traps too.
Quinn. Very close to having the Kaya Sanjay.
Shield rune as well.
Absolutely massive.
It really is a problem. Their damage on the draft of Liquid, it's going to take, like you said, like 1 or 2 more. Even some of these items are just committing everything to try to bring this man down. And
Yeah, they don't kill him.
no, and they're going to have the auras. Mech is done for Ace. He's going to go pipe. I'm quite worried. Even though the gold lead is so cool, I'm worried when the fights do kick off, are they going to be able to actually kill and bring down these tanky cores?
Are we going to see sort of Juggernaut Mickey turn up and be terrifying?
Yeah.
Or indeed, just be tickling?
They might be able to find Dyrachyo. He's actually lingering in the top side here.
See, they've got eyes on him. Hello. CTP's coming in. Trying to burn him low. They've got the lasso. Static Storm's there though. Brad is able to turn with the Sunder. Another attempt to move around these tier 1s that's just not going the way of Liquid.
Oh, and every aggressive move is actually hurting them, it feels like.
They gotta stop, you know, Mickey,
gotta chill.
he's gonna be screaming at them. He's like, guys, can we calm down, please?
I mean, he is getting free farm, but it feels like he would be getting this free farm anyway. They're trying to go for plays, but Gaming's just prepared for it. Nisha. Whittling down this tower.
He's actually
almost
got
got
the
it.
space to get this tier 1 tower very low, I guess.
Yeah, pretty good.
With the way attention was drawn towards the top, so.
Nisha finds Tofu.
Yeah, maybe you can do something about this as well. Celery is here to back up Tofu, but of course no Static Storm.
Be in trouble. Nice. Oh, doesn't get the slight dodge.
Got him random ready. Bomb. Still though, the ball is down upon him. He is going to have to jump away. Time is being bought for the rest of Liquid to turn up, and they'll find Celery on the retreat. Mickey able to take him down.
Some auto attacks. Good kill there for Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey's happy with that. So, yeah, there you go, guys. You know, bring the fight to
And
us.
the spiders, look at this.
This is great.
They sneak it. So Zai, sneaky little spiders. He's pushing bottom, and he ends up finishing out that mid tower from the consistent poke that Nisha was actually doing onto it there.
And okay, we're going to go for the BKB Nullifier. That's the lockdown item of choice.
Okay. I mean, versus Taser, it'll be great, and versus like the Surge and everything like that, I think that's the majority of the times that you do see it. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's reasons why you would have maybe preferred it to have been the Hex that you say we're seeing from some other brews with this BK build than the Nullify this game? Like arguments for both?
Arguments for both. I think he also recognizes that, you know, Gaming is a team that usually, actually I was clicking around, they don't actually have a Pavis. Usually they have a Pavis on somebody. They usually just build a lot of these like glimmers and auras and stuff like that. So maybe just wants this extra dispel. Insania.
He's just going in looking for Insania. We'll get held back by the chains, but the vision's there for the glimpse back. Insania, they'll throw out the chain front. They'll go for the last onto Ace. Ace is still able to put the back. He will die.
Good Omni.
Hit the 2 of them. They get Ace and Tofu. They won't get Quinn though. Quinn, perfectly fine. He's got the Ace rune as well, running around.
They should be able to get Celery also. This time it's Gaming.
They do.
They get
That's a
caught
good
off.
strike back from Liquid. Able to take the fight on their own half of the map, with it being Gaming Gladiators at this time to be the ones to go looking for action.
And kill bounty is very important. Jug gets at least one of them there. He gets Tofu, and he gets a little bit of that assist gold as well too.
Nikkei's keeping it cool. He's got the Sanj and Yash done now over the Battle Fury, so feeling pretty strong now. 18 minutes in on the Jug.
I'm always intrigued to see like when they lately when they do go for like S and Y and stuff, because he is playing versus Disruptor. So some of the times you do see like the mantas just for the plays to push yourself out of these kinetics and stuff like that, because status is just status. I guess he just wants the raw stats and everything from it.
Celery's going to try for the setup, and he's going to find it here. Very nicely done. Celery coming out with the trees of the Glimmer Cape, but they have enough damage to kill Nisha in time before it ends.
He dodges.
He's out.
The attacks are coming.
Tofu.
He's on him.
He was waiting. He was ready.
I think
Tofu cleans up the job.
I think the attack might have been able to was still following him from Dyrachyo, but either way, Tofu, he's there.
I mean, that definitely extra damage done there when you jump out with the remnants and there's a techies waiting.
He'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the XP, my team. I'm level 11 on techies now, soon 12.
And yeah, very nicely set up there from Celery. I think he might have just have got that Glimmer Cake complete and was able to kind of come out from the tree line and open up with a static kinetic.
Yeah,
and really caught him by surprise.
We're seeing this build of his really paying off. 0 in Thunderstrike.
And indeed, not surprised. Yeah. That's pretty horrific. Yeah, Nisha will be having nightmares about that one.
Kate Frost. Trying to push Dyrachyo away here. Not bounced too successfully though. They're boarding in on the spider.
Nisha could get any sort of killing up kills. The wall's going to be dropped down in the midst of it. They're looking at Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo's got the Manta and the Sunder. He puts the play for Dyrachyo. In a target, he turns towards Nisha. Takes Nisha's health. Zai fighting onwards with the BKB.
Dyrachyo still.
Terribly, they put him out with the fit. Dyrachyo's getting buzzed up. Dyrachyo, he's going to live. The team, they're able to bail him out. Dyrachyo splits out to the side of the fight. They've lost Foxy here on the side of Liquid. They find Dyrachyo again in the tree.
He's still fine.
Maybe with the second round of play Fury, finishing they can. They'll finally be able to pick Dyrachyo down. Zai, line stealing up on towards Quinn. They get the static storm down. It's going to trap, in fact, the three of them.
What a storm.
Quinn, he's able to take down Zai and Nisha. They will pull back at that Chakram. And Celery helps to turn the fight in favor of Gaimin Gladiators. They get the glimpse back onto Mickey. Fury back up, I think, for the third time. This fight will allow Mickey to escape.
Quinn wants blood.
He's chasing. He's surged up. He's running down the joke. The healing wall's going to be there from Mickey. He's got to consider how he's going to play his way out of this one. Frost Shield throwing them down onto him. Kinetic field again. Celery, more control as they set up to take out the Lich. Mickey's kind of standing his ground. They still feels pretty beefy, of course, with this Sanjin Yasha on top of the Battle Fury, but he won't be able to get back in on the fight. Gaimin Gladiators, they come out on top. So some excellent stuff there from Celery, I think, sort of between his glimmer play, keeping Dyrachyo alive for as long as he did. And once again, these sort of catches with the static storms, the kinetic fields, and that glimpse towards the end as well. You're seeing why they were happy to bring the Disruptor in on this game.
Absolutely. Celery, I cannot believe how long Dyrachyo survived. They committed onto him so long. Liquid, they're trying to take advantage of the fact that Static Storm was down. The fight lasts so long. It comes back up toward the end of it, and I don't think he could have gotten a better one. All 3 cores getting caught inside of it. Celery needs to die earlier in these fights.
Yeah, and Quinn is, of course, he is completely popping off the back of how much his team sent up from, such as Celery was in that last fight. You know, still yet to die, 8-0-3 as level 17, and very close to being able to get his own Hex.
And definitely feeling all the power of these auras, right? That's why they wanted this Darkseer. You're seeing this mech, this pipe, this soon Greaves gonna be done. They're Liquid, it's like the damage, it was starting to kind of run out there toward the end of it. Gaimin able to sustain with it, with this tanky Timbersaw, with this Terrorblade, who had quite a bit of gold saved up also. Dyrachyo, he has 4,200 gold. So for the next fight, he could just have that butterfly finished up.
It's true, he's going to have quite the power spike.
See if he commits for the butter, if he goes for a more tanky route. He's going to commit for the butter.
So yeah, they're not going to have any sort of true strike anytime soon.
But around the Roche area here. Potentially get maybe a pick off and then try to go for it.
At the moment, they're not too sure of where Dyrachyo is, so maybe assuming that he's farming this bottom area, but...
Zai is sending his spiders all over the place to try to get some scout information, but...
Try and find some of these cores. Gaimin Gladiators on the other side of their half of the map.
Gaming have Greaves now on Ace, plus that pipe. He just finished the Greaves. They have 4 Staff and Glimmers on the double supports. Quinn, Suna, Hex. Liquid, they're gonna start it.
Well, it looks like they should get it.
Be able to get it.
I think Gaimin Gladiators is going to be heading over soon enough. They'll smoke up now around the mid. But, yeah, this roach is going down far too quickly. So look at finding a nice little opening.
Yeah, very nice call.
The question is if Gaimin Gladiators want to still take the fight despite Liquid having the Aegis, which they may do so.
If they see people split up, Nisha shows top, but he has a Remnant bottom.
Good start with Dyrachyo. He's looking to be the one to lead in first.
He's under vision. They did see him there for a second.
To spot Mickey out to the side.
Butterfly just being delivered.
He's just rejoined the team. Hex is done on Quinn.
This Hex might catch them off guard. But has to be careful how they position. He's here. Okay. HP.
He's got his Nullify from Mickey.
He's got both, right?
Yes. Double Nullify ready for the next fight on Liquid.
It's gonna be nice versus the Glimmers and stuff. Like in that situation, right? In that last fight, if they get these Nullifiers, if they had them versus the Glimmers, Dyrachyo might die way sooner.
Yeah, Tofu and Celery have been doing a lot to get their cores out.
2 supports, yeah, they're pretty farmed. And they're more, it's always the same thing for gaming, is they're more about the true support kind of itemization. It's a Bat Rider on Liquid, so you kind of have to itemize for yourself when you're playing this hero. I'm gonna catch somebody here with Quinn with Hex.
Being able to back right off after successfully getting the Roche and end up being in a fight that they don't want to.
MK's keeping himself neck and neck with this Terrorblade.
That's good fun. The fantastic time of the space that the team was able to create him after not having the easiest of times in that lane matchup.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's getting some good pressure here onto the tier 2 bottom.
I mean,
They gotta react to, I mean, he's gotta die quick. They're gonna pop cliffs.
Yeah, Nisha's gonna start heading back now.
Foxy's cutting the wave. I was like, what are they gonna, they can't just let him do this. Waves and mixed up pressure on top as well with mid-game.
That's the meta. Continue to try and take the camp before the backdoor protection kicks back in, and he'll get it in time. Despite the creeps being cut, the objectives, Nisha, it's taken. They get the Hex.
He's saving.
Yeah, they're not going to try for any further follow-up. Nisha up on the high ground.
Perhaps if he didn't have the shield rune, they could attempt for it there, but either way, it's a tough one to go for. And Nisha, as we said, no more funny than this.
They can take
Second item BKB.
Take their Tormentor though.
Yeah.
So Ace and Topher, they'll be able to find it.
Who gets it? It's Celery. Not the best one, but by no means. I've actually started to like this one a little bit more when you're playing versus these annoying like broods and stuff like that. You can actually just scout them pretty decently with the Thunder Strike. Long cast range. Around mid here with Ace. The Liquid gathering. They'll rally around this Aegis 2.5 more minutes.
Interested to see as well if Mickey commits for his next item pick. He has got the Axe Q, but wonder if he'll consider the MKB instead. Use this butterfly. At the moment, Zai, he was
thinking
about it, whether he can continue to go to build for himself as much as he was, as he did have the MKB queued up for himself on the Brood, but he's now changed it to the Lincoln Sphere, which does mean that this is going to be neither of those cores considering.
They're talking. I think they're talking about it right now. Because Mickey, I think he's shuffled between 4 different items in the last like 2 minutes that I've been checking. BKBs, yeah, he's really considering what's going to be the most opportune thing for them to look for the back next fight.
Yeah, because if they don't have the True Trap, once Dracula has the Satanic,
it's going to be a problem.
I don't see Liquid having enough magical damage to threaten this Terrorblade. Dracula's going to be able to Sunder, he's going to be able to Satanic, active Lifesteal.
And some push going here. They're trying to use this Aegis as long as possible, 90 seconds on it.
So they'll TP back. Yeah, but very interested to see what Mickey and Zai do settle on their next times. So considering a lot of different things, Mickey even queuing up the BKB due to the catch of Celery's Static Storms.
Duracho a bit deep here. Spot him. You know, but they're actually potentially catching him. Look at Boxy and Nisha.
Around from Boxy and Nisha.
This could be a massive kill. They're probably like, is this real? Oh my god, it is.
They were sort of questioning that themselves, and maybe questioning it a bit too much here. Now they'll start to turn back in on this with Nisha getting the chains off.
He's in trouble.
He's completely on his own.
He's literally fighting everyone.
I mean, he cut it and he brought down Boxy with it. Chain Frost, he tagged, what, Chain Frost, an Omni Slash, a Lasso. It does the job. They do kill him.
I mean, that's the Duracho death, though. That's the one game that he gets.
And that's always part of the winning formula.
It's true.
So that's the real concern there for Liquid. They're like, all right, okay, we just killed Duracho in a bit of an awkward spot. What happens next? Well, considering the track record, we probably lose. So we'll see if anything different happens this time. But yeah, I think you were right. You could definitely see at the start, the Liquid were like, oh, hang on.
Wait, what? This is real. Because Boxy hesitated for a second there.
He was sort of walking away. He's like, Nisha, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you got the real dude.
A big kill, though. They're going to get tier 2 bottom. So that's actually really, really nice for Liquid. And Mickey, he has committed for the BKB. So going the safer route rather than going for damage. So
all right, BKB and then queuing back up for the Axe.
We definitely saw the, bit of a difficulty to bring down this Terrorblade. There's 4 heroes hitting him. And he almost killed
3 ultimates.
He almost killed somebody.
He did, yeah. Boxy was looking to stay alive.
Yep.
And that was without him having this next big item finished. He's very, very close to it. Just needs the sword for the Satanic.
Blink Dagger done on Ace. He just has timed out. Gaming, see if they look to strike with that timing here. I think it's when Duracho probably has the Satanic that they might look for an engagement. How many Wisdom Runes has actually Duracho got? I think he's gotten, I know at least 2, but I feel like he maybe have gotten even a 3rd one. He's been grabbing most of them this game since he's playing on the left Ancients.
I mean, regardless, Mickey, he's the one that's easily 2.5 levels ahead.
Above. He's got the talent.
Super high level jug.
Yep, he's got the Blade Dance talent now.
And this is going to be very important for standing his ground against the Terrorblade in the middle of the fight. If he's able to get those Blade Dance lifesteal procs.
Even versus the Timber Saw in some situations too, if he's able to just stand there and auto attack, it would make the difference. Quinn is just still super farmed though. Continue to be neck and neck with a Timber and a Jug. Still getting his absurd scaling. He's got the 20 talent too. This talent is crazy. I don't know why it's 20% magic. Why? Why is this?
Yeah, very, very close to having the Shiva's got on top of that. Was just an 800 gold away.
And then they're probably, I was checking to see if anyone's going for like any Lotus Orbs or anything like that, because it is a pretty value game versus the Bat, versus the Jug and everything, if they do want to go down that route. But
I mean, Celery's got to build for himself, right?
He's
You're
young,
the Disruptor, you go the Aghanims.
you have Darkseer on your team. If you have Darkseer, it's like a 5x more that you want to go for it.
Now, how far is he in on those? He's got the goal to be about halfway through his Aghanims right now.
Playing around the power rune here, Dyrachyo camping it. I didn't see which one is the next one that can come up. It's an
That's
illusion.
an illusion.
Never the worst one by any means.
I mean, it's definitely going to make Quinn and that a little bit harder to catch and kill.
Got the Hex, Mickey.
They got the opening hand, they got the first, they get the vacuum back to the wall, but still Mickey's able to put the blade through his step back, the right.
Oh my
the
God.
Terrorblade nearly bring him down, but the healing ward's there as well as the Frost Shield. Mickey will live.
He's kind of lucky to get out. Clips.
They want to go back in on this. They spoke up here, Liquid, and maybe see if they can get some sort of way back into the fight. So I had to put the BKB there rather early to avoid getting caught.
And caught him. That was a glyph. That's not the tier 2 glyph, just an FYI. That's the tier 3 glyph that they ended up using trying to hold this tier 2 here.
See if Game Gladiators can push for more then. But now for the Nisha. We'll be able to get the glitch back into the head.
Got the remnant.
Okay, can do anything here. No, he's having to run. I mean, has got Omni Slash. They're still kind of hovering in a way that they want to get back in because Foxy has the lasso. Here comes the Omni Slash. It's going to do decent damage.
Dyrachyo.
Oh my goodness, is he going to get away with that? His game is going to down. What?
I mean, he really wanted to save him, I guess.
He really wanted to save Celery. I mean, Celery's been having a great game. I mean, bless him. He just didn't want to see his mate die.
I mean, he wanted to do the satanic play, but they just got on top of him.
Oh, no. Well,
I mean,
dead on Gaimin Gladiators.
A smart hit from Liquid. Patience, waiting for the meta to kind of just deteriorate down, ults being expended, and then they hit, and it's a hard one. They don't get Quinn, but they get Dyrachyo. Yet again, he's 1-4.
I mean, that was a high-risk, low-reward play there from Dyrachyo, it felt like. Either way, the fight probably not going to go too great, but he set himself as low as he did, taking a few bounces from the Chain Frost at the same time, just in an effort to save Celery. And I don't know if you want to save it. He's already used it.
He already used everything.
This Disruptor's useless.
Yeah.
Just let him die.
That was definitely a bit of a blunder. And look, I mean,
Done his ult.
you could watch in the fight too. Quinn is sitting on the sidelines, and he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
This game's getting crazy, and definitely in a way that's favoring Liquid. Then up to a 5k lead. Mickey continues to get bigger than ever. He will have his Ags for the next fight.
Oh, yeah, that's
Got off
massive.
that one.
Absolutely massive. A DD rune now spawning around bottom too for the next team fight. They could have that with this Ags on the Jug. And Brochef, 90 seconds already set up around it. Huge opening here for Liquid. Just gonna continue to play around the bottom side. Yeah, 1 minute till that, and they're just gonna stick around here in this area. Foxy potentially been looking for an opportunity with the lasso. Omni slashed up in 20, and Ags is coming now for Mickey too. Gaming set up in the area. They might get caught off guard with the vision. They're bringing the squad. They want to fight again. Got their meta available.
Trying to jump over towards Toby, but Toby's able to get back to safety. Immediate buyback comes in from Boxy. Nisha steps in with the BKB, but has to back away from being close towards Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo with the Metamorphosis, punching hard back at the two of them. The Chain Frost gets thrown out, but Quinn Timber chains in, takes down Insania.
Liquid's got to run, and this is going to be around Roche soon. Nisha, he's hard to see him.
But indeed, they found him. He's out of Remnant. He's got nowhere else to jump. He's going to try for the slight TP. It was a good effort, but not enough units for him to continue to be sliding around to buy time for that TP to go off. As Nisha, he'll die. He's out for 70.
And that's the Roche. It's going to be up in 15 seconds. Gaming hit perfectly there. I mean, they catch this with a 3-man vacuum.
All just under the ward, right?
Yep.
Liquid, they're up on the cliff. They just didn't check for it. It had full vision of them. Gaimin Gladiators, they knew exactly what was coming.
I mean, they also just deleted somebody, right? Boxy died. I didn't even see his HP pool drop. He just died instantly. Quinn just got the full burst on him. And that's going to set them up now for this Roche.
Yeah, they're going to see it in a second.
Yep. They can
Indeed,
do it fast.
perfect position to go for it. Dyrachyo, he'll head back over to help out.
Back and forth we go. An opening there from Liquid from before, and Gaming saying, no. We got our ults now in this fight. Get the big connection, and besides just getting a Roche now, Celery, Aghanim is about to be done. The Wombo combo gets scarier and scarier.
Get that Philosopher's Stone back in. A little bit of gold.
He wants the right for damage for Roche.
Yeah, he wants
Because Philly removes your damage.
Oh, yeah, because... I was like, oh, this is potent. That's not going to do damage.
Liquid, they're looking to strike, I guess, because everything's on cooldown.
I wants to go.
Static Storm's up.
He's going to go straight for Celery. Hey, there's the Yoga Silk time for Celery. Jumps off the side into the last. They get rid of the Disruptor without Disruptor being able to get his ultimate on. Dracho, he's taking a pretty much a full on side between himself and the Illusions. Getting pretty low hit. 3-man vacuum into the wall. Dracho attempting to heal up with the Satanic. Mickey popping the BKBs, moved in on towards Ace. They're taking out the Darks here. Double 5X coming out with the Gaimin Gladiators to support.
They're on Celery again.
He's untouchable. They can't kill Quinn. Celery this time. Able to get the static storm on. Nisha with the BKB. Another slide of mist. He's cut down. He's cut down for a second time. The Duracho Quinn still standing strong. In with the slashes. Duracho
Big bomb.
second. They still haven't been able to take the Interrogate down. The once they will.
How is he alive?
He's healing up. He's healing up. Now he's gone. But he's going to be back for a second life, and he does still have Satanic good to pop. Quinn.
It's got 5 heroes.
And Quinn's going to come back in and help out. He's looking back over towards him. Dracho got quite a bit. He's able to survive against the board.
Pop meta.
But he's gone. They've got the damage. Quinn, he tries to bail out of here with the TP, and he'll manage to escape. But
What a fight for
I mean,
Liquid.
Liquid, you see how low some of them got. Zai getting as low as ever in that fight, but they will take it.
I mean, playing around cooldowns, right? They're like, they don't have meta, they don't have Static Storm at the start of the fight. Actually, Static was up, but Zai, he got on top of Celery. They're starting to get the attention onto these supports, and they had all the numbers there. They had all 5 heroes for the entire fight.
And this,
Gaming.
I mean, as you said as well, the end of that fight, Metamorphosis being
used the
popped
meta.
by Duracho. Sure, he'll be back up in 45, but it's nearly 2 minutes he's going to be able to offer to the defense with his Metamorphosis. This is a huge window for Liquid to get massive damage done to the base.
This is likely 1 Rax, 1 set. Really addressing the supports there this time around. Liquid, great identification of the fight, especially, I mean, Zai, he really just pushed the limits onto getting on top of Celery.
Getting out as low as he was. Able to survive through that.
I mean, they all kind of did, right? Boxy only dropped at the very end of everything there.
He's trying to do what he can to push Mickey back, but Mickey doesn't really care at all. Able to take the melee racks, TP's out. They'll try and time the glimpse.
Wait a minute. I was wondering, actually, Boxy, it was not, actually, I was like, Boxy lived during the fight. He died to mines, actually, going toward the Wisdom Rune, it looks like. Okay. I was wondering, I was like, wait a minute, Boxy was alive. What did I miss?
12k lead now. Melee racks gone. Setting themselves up to be in a great spot here in this game 1.
If they fight around the cooldowns like that, they're definitely in a good positioning here. Just have to watch out when everything is up, when meta is up, when Static Storm. But if they get the jump, if they find these pesky backline supports, we can see how much success they can have. Sanya is actually getting quite farmed now too. He's just been kind of chilling. Somehow he hasn't died as much.
What's he going to treat himself to? He's going to go for the Wind Waker.
Ooh, that is... That's the way to save versus the Ag Static Storm. He switched it to the Ag, so... I was going to say, that's one of the few ways that you can actually kind of protect.
I mean, Ags is also pretty cool. We don't really see the Ags list, do we?
No.
I mean, to the point where is he actually going to go for the Ags, or do you think he's going to change it?
It's a black hole, you know?
I mean, it
is a black hole.
can be pretty awesome.
You usually want some type of cast range with it, so I'm looking around, I'm like, it's 37 minutes, maybe they can get...
They're giving themselves a little bit of team fight of their own if he's able to sit there and grab them all.
Man, it would be really nice, especially with the Jug, right? With the Battle Fury,
Battle
plus
Fury, Omni
Swift
Slash,
and everything.
And with 4k gold as well to sort of consider where he wants to go next. I mean, probably, getting rid of the treads, putting in like a Swift Blink, do you think, for Mickey? Or do you look at sort of swallowing the Aghanim's and maybe now...
Maybe the MKB, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, the thing is, they haven't really needed it, right?
They haven't.
They kill off everyone else so quickly that the game's not quite at a point where Duracho can 1v5, right?
Yeah, maybe he's thinking they don't need it.
They kill Duracho regardless of the fact that he has this butterfly. It doesn't seem to matter at all.
I think eventually you would want it. So, I mean, we'll see. Because, again, he just continues.
He's
got to queue
He's going to go, yes.
I think that's probably the best one. Yeah,
and then at that point, then you're going to have this level 25 Jug. MKB, I mean, Duracho's already been so struggling in his team fights. When Mickey turns up now, he's going to completely destroy him. Yeah. He's that far ahead.
Quinn is still 10-0-4 somehow.
Quinn's trying his
still
best.
A menace, but he can't solo carry. He needs his TB to help him out. Even though his Darkseer is doing some good team fight stuff, they need the TB's damage.
Yeah, if his team fall around him, you know, the base, it's also going to fall around him, right? This might be a game where Quinn never dies, but it definitely still could be a game that Quinn can lose. Crazy stuff there. Great opening to this best of 5 series.
Probably the perfect kind of first game we could ask for. 21-21. Not the most kill packed in the early game, but things have definitely accelerated playing around all these cooldowns. And you can see Liquid just really emphasizing, get on the supports, wait for meta to kind of go down here, or wait to fight till meta's down and wait till Static Storm. They're really playing nicely around those cooldowns in those last 2 team fights in particular.
And the thing is with it being Gaimin Gladiators, despite the fact that Liquid have taken those last few fights as well as they have done, you can never count Gaimin Gladiators out. It doesn't matter that they're a little bit behind or they had a few bad fights. Something about this team, they can find themselves, they find their ways out of very tough positions, very tough spots.
Especially because there's a Darkseer
And Static Storm indeed.
Coming up, so
they get slowed down a bit after that last fight, right? So still, what, about 360 gold.
And they did, I believe, both the supports fought back, right? So that is the other scare for Gaimin Gladiators. If these supports died at the start of the fights, could be some problems. And I'm seeing Zai, he's got a Hex now, I believe, finished up too. So it's all about getting on this Disruptor.
It really is, yeah. If they find Celery, that's going to break a huge potential of the combo that Gaimin Gladiators want to be trying to land to get back in on this.
Hello, everybody.
Last few fights.
Look at that lovely crowd.
Absolutely, yeah. Shout out to all you guys and girls out there enjoying the lovely weather we're having today here.
We got
as well.
very good weather.
Perfect stuff.
Yeah.
The sun is out here for this grand finals. Let's see if we have any word on the reason for the pause.
I didn't see one.
Not at the moment. So hopefully all things are good. It's getting to a very exciting point of this game. It's just going to be a question if Liquid can take it to the next spot.
Honestly, I'm really impressed.
In terms of Roshan, did of course just see that Aegis get lost on Daracha.
And the cheese was used too.
Very freshly picked up, so 5 minutes until potential Roche.
Watching the lines on the map and seeing if they actually need anything with bosses, if this get too long, everyone's just gonna draw and random stuff. Liquid, I imagine they want to look to play around their vision that they do have bottom, though. That's probably the easiest thing they can do. Or look to get maybe some information on the left side, because they don't really have any info to look for Daracho over there. Daracho, I mean, he's also, I think he's starting to feel perhaps some of this Frost Shield pressure, too. He is going to be going down Nullifier route, so... I mean, it is annoying. This damage reduction is pretty absurd. It's 70% when Sanya does throw it, so we're definitely seeing the reasoning from wanting to lich. And even more discussion, and this is where the real kind of nerd breakdown, they're just switching up items like crazy, what they want to put, what they want to go for next. Very nice.
Is there anything that you're surprised that neither team has picked up in the situation? Like anything that one of these squads is lacking? More
Gaimin not having Lotus on Ace. I think he had Aeon just queued up and now he's queuing up Lotus. I was saying the Lotus earlier just because he's playing versus like the Chains, the Omni Slash, the Bat Rider Lasso and stuff like that. It's a very, very value Lotus game, so probably gonna go for that next. The Liquid with some momentum here. Big momentum. Insania now has Mjolnir queued up. Oh yeah, he knows. They know we're checking the items.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see I don't think I've ever really... Have we ever seen any of these pro teams get the Aghanims lich online?
You know, it's nice to let you farm. It lets you push out waves. You actually just click Sinister Gaze and it one-shots the wave, too. Doing that damage on creeps.
Are there any crazy talents that do anything for spell? Not really, right?
He already has
got it, right? Yep. The extra duration. Is there anything that's going to affect it?
I mean, the other one is, of course, the Chain Frost bounces.
I mean, sure, that's the fun.
Yeah, because then you can cast spells while you're Sinister Gaze, while you're doing it, so you can get that crazy kind of setup there.
So in theory, you could, well, if you get like a refresher, you send out 2 and you have double the duration of the air with Sinister Gaze. Yeah, you could grabbing all 5.
He's a 5 team wipe. He's a 5 lich.
Yeah, no, well, it's early days. 20 minutes to go potentially in this game.
That is true. We
come out from Insania.
We have had, after not having, I think at the last 2 tournaments or something, I don't think we had any games that breached 100 minutes. We had 2 in this tournament.
Something about this tournament and the position that the patch, I guess, and the sort of read the players have on the patches is that. Has allowed for that. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
And we get I think, is that a 34?
Is that a Roche time the Celery's offering up for the team?
I already know what that time. Maybe it's a fake timer, because I don't think that is the Roche timer. I don't even know, actually.
Okay, and as soon as
no, it is.
Insania just dies to the Tormentor. All right, well, who caused that? That was Zai, I think. Well, I guess the rest of the team, they just all started hitting it and Insania dies. All right.
That's what you get for getting focused too much on deciding what item you want to buy.
I think you're right. That's just a random time that Celery put right. I think he's messing with them. That was earlier than, I don't know, 34-16. See what it means.
That Celery, Aghanims, coming out. How many Ninja Gears? Let's take a look. I'm always checking this item because this is the most broken item of the tournament, it feels like, once you get to these later stages for these initiations. Because Vision and Catch is kind of everything. So Boxy, he's got Ninja Gear. He's got Ninja Gear on Mickey. I don't believe I saw any. Just Lotus. is done pretty much here on
It was his ancients and such, right?
This is a pretty big item, honestly. If you're able to get some like really nice reflections, get some protection even onto something like Dyrachyo or onto these these squishy backlines. See what type of fight we get. Will we get the wombo combo from Gaimin Gladiators? Will we get Liquid getting on top of the supports? Let's see. He takes the Martyr's plate.
Super tanky, super
He is.
darks.
And he can redirect quite a bit of damage too to protect his teammates. That's actually cool. Very tough to tell when it gets activated. I'll do my best to be looking at it. Up level 25 now on Mickey.
True heroes are the ones who wait all the way.
Looking around here, Gem. Flynn is actually good tofu.
Unlucky. 感谢大哥送的人头，比心哦。
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. We had a small technical issue, but it's all been fixed now, and it shouldn't happen again. And if it does, it's completely. Be sure to add.
Thank you.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're back up with the action. 21-21, 15k lead for Liquid. And just as we get back in, Gaimin Gladiators are immediately going to go for a bit of smoke. Smoke actions to see if they can start something off. Just to kind of keep people refreshed. What did we just have Gaimin Gladiators recently pick up that's setting them up to try and look for this move?
Well, they're smoked up because they have the Ags on Celery here. Yeah. They have no buybacks on the supports. Ace just got Lotus, so they're looking to get a big catch here. Vision is going to be everything.
So if they can get the setup. I mean, Jiracho is going to show in the mid, so Liquid, they themselves are going to be aware that this sort of move's going down. Mickey smoked up on the front, and
Arcane Rune top. Nice rune.
Arcane's done on Nisha.
He commits his gold. They have to. I don't think they've gotten tabs on Celery yet. They should be pretty aware that he's very close to that Aghanims or has done. So
yeah, they're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
I think they're gonna.
Spiders are gonna scout.
The fact that Gaimin Gladiators has been off the map, or at least they're only showing as they're showing, Liquid's gonna know that Gaimin Gladiators are looking for that big kind of jump.
Starting to get the lanes pushed out here. Nisha forcing top. Arcane Rune plus Aghanims. This could be pretty massive for this next team fight, but it's all gonna be up to if they find Celery.
The last few times that they've done a
been
decent
able
job.
to. I think Zai is doing some master micro brood stuff. We're just scouting with spiders, giving all the information in the world.
I think because he was sort of like 2-2-15 or something, and now it's been the 4 deaths the last few fights. As Liquid have found it. Gonna go for this push top. Tier 3 starting to take quite a beating here for the 2 siege creeps. To deal with that.
Jiracho getting the lane shoved in with illusions. Bottom and mid also taking a beating. Liquid, they kind of have to react to this. They'll send Nisha. He's got boots to travel. I was gonna say he doesn't have remnant down, but he does have some natural work.
For attempt different Gaimin Gladiators. Out the base they go.
Scouting.
Who can they catch? Who can they jump?
Our buyback's looking. Quinn is 50 gold away from it.
I mean, I think the big one that's not available is Nisha's, right?
Yes.
Nisha gets jumped and they're able to kill him during some sort of static storm that may catch him with his Zag static storm pre-BKB. Nisha could be in trouble.
Positioning is going to be crucial for Celery. Look where he has to stand, because he doesn't have a blink dagger. He has to be like right behind Quinn for the catch.
Zai, they've overput the Lincolns. Quinn, he's in with the Shiva's Guard and the Hex. Zai out of the side, Polsy pokes the beacon. He's going to try and go over one direction. Have a look at the backline. Jump off, and he's been able to find Celery straight over towards the disrupt. He's got the chain for Celery's up. And the K-pop. Omni Stacks is there over towards Ace, but Ace is still alive. Celery's able to get the static storm down. They managed
Storm's on 2.
Nisha, he's also caught in the edge of it as well. Jiracho still fighting fit. The Hex is down on Nisha. He's dead. 3 gone on Liquid.
It took too long. They took way too long to get Celery.
Nisha sort of went all in on it, but I think sort of around the Glimmer Cape, and so they just didn't have the detection to finish him off in time. He gets the ult out, and that static storm, it secures them the 2 big ones in particular. Mickey and Nisha gone. As I mentioned before that fight, Nisha, he spent
his
does
gold.
not have buyback. Jiracho and the rest of the remaining survivors on Gaimin Gladiators, they can go straight for the high ground push.
I mean, they're pushing mid and they're pushing bottom. Liquid has to buy back at least on the Lich. They probably are going to have to buy back even on Mickey unless they just want to sacrifice 2 sets here.
And there's Insania's buyback. Rather short. Insania never spent his money. He was sitting about sort of 3,500, and now he's gone back down to 2.7k. Never spent anything. Got him with the Hex again. I mean, Insania's trying to force him back to base, but they catch him. They killed the 2 of them. Neither of them with buyback available as well. This is going to be a huge opening for Gaimin Gladiators to take at least 1 set of rag, probably 2, maybe even start to threaten the game as well.
What a fight from Gaming. Only one hero was able to get to the backlines to try to go for Celery, and it wasn't enough. And
no.
Look how much they might actually just lose everything here.
They might.
Mick is trying to hold his buyback.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see with the money, Zai, he's 170 gold short of his buyback. Insania, of course, just brought back. The tier 4's exposed. They've got this little bit of time in the glyph.
Oh, Daracho wants to end. He buys a full refresher. He wants his meta back up. He wants to get the push.
He wants to at least get the megas.
At least megas.
'Cause I don't think they'll be able to quite end unless they can kill these heroes off again, because we're going to see both Mickey and Nisha back in action, so that they'll be able to fight with the three of them. It's still going to be a 3 versus 5, so it won't be easy, but there's a little chance that Liquid may be able to push back Gaimin Gladiators in 1-4.
It's mega style already.
It's a lot.
He doesn't even have to use his meta 15
They're going to
seconds.
play it cool.
He has a
They'll
refresher.
back off Gaimin Gladiators.
They got all they needed. Jesus, Quinn.
That was a big push, big play.
He has not died this game. He has been the leader of the charge for his team to protect his buddies. Level 25 was hitting that last fight too, so he is pretty much a carry also on this Timber Saw, as he already has been. And the game is totally broken now for Liquid. They have to get Roche, and they have to have some insane next couple fights. And they have to find Celery, but not only just once now, because the buyback's back for him, so he can just buy back and join the fight too. It's got ever more complicated now for the side of Liquid. Just up one little connection there.
Yeah, sending him through the Aghanim Dream was dead with this money they've been losing, so just like the Ether Lens.
Oh, that feels bad, right? He had what, almost 4K
He had about 4K gold.
4K gold, got killed by his team, going for the Tormentor, dies afterwards, has to buy back.
He's lost a lot.
Lose everything, as now it's Roche. This is a full Aghanims too.
And we're actually going to see, I guess, with regards to the fact that Nisha doesn't have buyback, Mickey's like, I'll just go all in.
He has to.
So he spent 75 DMKB, foregoing his availability to buy back in the next fight. He's now completely out of money.
Right, he has to. They've Megas coming in, you have to go all in.
Who are we giving the axe to here on
Just give it to Daracho. Why not?
Yep.
He's got the double Terror Wave, right? He used meta for the fight, so it's a really, really strong one once you do get this timing.
Can Liquid do anything against these Megas? Against this Aegis cheese push that Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to look to end this game with.
Aegis cheese push, Quinn just showing that he is unkillable this game. And I guess I didn't get to really see if... I mean, it's likely the auras and everything, of course, saving Celery in that last kind of fight. I didn't actually get to see if Ace popped like Martyrdom and absorbed anything there too, but it was the Glimmer Cake in particular. This gotta have that detection somehow to get into the backline. I didn't see where Boxy was in that bottom fight initially. Levels more difficult here for the side of Team Liquid. Playing the eco game, patiently getting the rest of the farm on the map, waiting for their buybacks. It's close for Daracho's gonna his 1200 for Quinn. Creeps are coming in. Here come the Megas.
So he can treat himself to a blink as well soon. And you know, one blink, Ag Static Storm, that will be the move to close the game. Yeah, catch one of these big cores of Liquid.
And they have double Hex too, so it's like be able to get those front. Actually, triple Hex, apologies. Ace also have ones. So many different forms of catch. Liquid only has the two force deaths because he's disengaged in the initial go, but harder versus the blink if Celery does get it.
Trying to leave the base. Boxy maybe find Tofu farming the neutral camp.
Bombs. They scout him. He's got a shield, but he wants to run in.
He can just go straight in. He wants to. I mean, there's nothing that's going to threaten Quinn right now. Unkillable right until the end, it seems. So what we can make of this? The creeps are building up.
And Mickey knows he can't show. He has to stay under Ninja here, because they could just jump him and full kill him. Link now picked up for Celery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and Ace can end it if they get the correct jump. And Ace gonna start things. Never get in there. Get the opening hex on Anisha. Anisha needs help. They've got anywhere to bail him out. This they go.
The Terror Wave.
He's gone. Boxy are committed with the Give me Lasso on the center. They desperately want to kill this disruptor. They've got the full-on hex this time, but will manage to stop the Ecstatic Storm. But there's the buyback. Celery's going to look to rejoin the team. Nisha, he'll buy back as well. They're trying to stand their ground against Daracho. Daracho's getting 3 loads out of Sunday. Puts his health back up to pretty much full. Turns to take down Side. Side's out without buyback. From the fourth for Nisha. Takes the birthday face. He's back up to full HP. Nisha cannot kill off the Darks here. Mickey's got a Blade Fury back to base. Nisha, he'll have to rapid waste as well. Mickey, he's going to get dragged back underneath Daracho. He's out. No buyback on him. Hex on Tanisha. Gaimin Gladiators with the full cleanup of the Ag Static Storm. Locks down the Ember. GG is called. Gaimin Gladiators will take this game 1.
They just keep on doing it. Oh, and how do they just keep on doing it? This one, Liquid, what, 12k
It
lead?
seemed like they had a chance.
One fight is all it takes. This disrupt. And he just gets Static Storm off there. You don't finish him off 100-0. And that was actually devastating because they lost literally everything. They got Mega'd, and from there, Gaming. huge injection of gold as they can itemize to now deal with anything. Even if they lose their Disruptor at the start of the fight, they're too big. Dyrachyo standing strong.
Really was. And Quinn standing.